Welcome to Mug TCG. This is Mug Tech, and today we're going to talk about tips for pre-release of Secret of Power. I have here some tips that I always give in my videos of pre-release, but we have additional talking about Secret of Power cards like the leaders, and let's start here with the leaders. So we have here all of the commons villainy that we have Jabba the Hutt. I think this leader is a good one. Action, you pay 1 resource, you exhaust him. A friendly damage unit deals 1 damage to an enemy unit. If the friendly unit has 3 or more damage on it, it deals 2 damage instead. This is just a deadening rate, right? If you only have 3 or more damage, you can just for 1 resource, that is the cost of the deadening rate, you can do 2 damage to a unit. And you're not even spending a card from your hand, right? And the flip side, it looks like the same, but you don't need to pay it's not an action. It's like when a unit of yours, another unit, don't count Jabba, survives from a damage, you like took damage but survives. You do the same damage in another unit of your opponent, and so it's really good. Sometimes you can just defeat a unit here, survive, and do the damage in the other one and defeat both. Is really good. I think this is one of the best for pre-release for sure. He didn't have like 2 great stats. Okay, he has a 2-8. It's really hard to defeat him in pre-release for sure, but it's just attack for 2, but it's not bad at all. The ability is really good. Like I said, deadening rate, and the flip side is really good too. You don't even need to pay the resource. So yeah, great leader for pre-release. He will have Colonel Yularen. This one I don't think is that great. Action, you exhaust and attack with a unit, then you may attack with another unit that costs less than it. I'm pretty sure the flip side is the same thing. Let me just saw here the leaders, but yeah, it's not that great because you can only use it. It is the same thing, but you may attack with another unit that costs 4 or less when this unit completes an attack. So yeah, it's not that great because this ability you can only use in turn 3 if your opponent didn't defeat your unit. And in pre-release we know that valuable trades is really good, so your opponent probably will defeat some of your units. So I don't like too much. At least he's a 4-6, 4-5, which is great. He have good stats. It's 10 like Jabba the Hutt, but he can take for 4, which is better. But I don't know. I don't like him too much. We have here Dead Ramiro. This one I like it a lot. Like I know that a bunch of players will play with her in Premiere as a control deck, but in pre-release she can be really aggressive. This ability is really good. It's not like that rate, but yeah. Action, you pay 1 and exhaust her. Choose an enemy unit. It's totally may deal 2 damage to it if they don't draw a card. So you pay 1 or to draw a card or to use a deadening rate without using a card from your hand. It's an amazing card. In the flip side, she's a 2-5 and deploys it at 4 like Sabine. And she had the ability if you have more cards in your hand than your opponent, she had raid 2, so she can be a 4-5 in turn 3. It's really aggressive. I think we never had a leader that aggressive, like for pre-release. Like attack for 4 in turn 3 is really great, but you need to be aware of the hand thing. So maybe if your opponent didn't give you a draw with the ability, you just deploy. If opponent maybe will play something, then if you play, you have 1 more card than him. Then you attack first to guarantee the raid 2, then you play something else. So you can do that. I think that is great in pre-release. And she's a common, so the chance that you're going to face this or open this is not that low. Here you have Slime Moore. Action, you pay 1 exhauster. If there are 4 or more exhausted units in play, create a spy token. It's not that great too, because 4 units exhausted is a lot, right? Let me pick here the flip side. On attack, you may deal 2 damage to an exhausted unit. Yeah, this one is great. The flip side, the on attack is really good. Like due to damage, like I said, we have a bunch of leaders here with that and raid. Like, I like this, but okay. But it's just in the flip side. The leader side is not that great. Like you need to pay an exhauster, but exhaust is kind of whatever. But need to have like 4 more exhausted units. And like I said in pre-release, we used to trade our units, so I don't think we're going to have like 4 that fast. So maybe you're not even going to use this ability because you're going to the flip in turn 4. So maybe, I don't know, looks weird. The 3-6 not that great stats, but at least due to damage to exhausted units. He will have Leia Organa, and I think Leia is a good leader here. Deploys at 6 as a 4-7, which is, yeah, it's pretty normal, like a 4-7, 4-6. The ability is action, you pay 1, exhaust her, disclose those aspects, only not villainy cards. And you can give experience tokens to a unit that doesn't share an aspect with the disclosed card. And then the flip side is the same thing, but on attack. I think it's great because experience tokens in pre-release is really great. Like, you just generate a bunch of value with this. Like, probably if you both players play in turn 1 the same unit, if you use this in turn 2, if you have the initiative, your unit can defeat the other one, maybe. Like, if you both place a 3-3, now you have a 4-4, you can defeat it and survive, which is great. So your opponent maybe will have only one unit that he is playing for cost 3. I know you're going to play something that costs 2, but maybe your unit that is a 4-1 now can defeat the cost 3 right now for your opponent, and you still have the other unit, so can be good. I think she's great. I think the only problem is that the play for 6. Maybe it's too late, but I don't know. You're creating a bunch of value with the experience token, so maybe you can hold to the 6. 6 is not that late. I think 7 is more, and we're going to talk about this later because we have some leaders. He will have Mon Mothma, ignore the aspect penalties on non-villainy official units you play. Epi action for 5, 3-7. Great stats, 3-7 is okay. It's better than Slide Builder as a 3-6. And she in deployed side have ignored aspect, the same thing. Each other friendly official unit gets +0, +1. I like Mon Mothma. I think she's great for pre-release because she allows you to play with more colors. So you're going to open 6 boosters, and most of the time you're going to play with only 2 colors. But with her, you can play with 4. You can play with a bunch of officials. We know that we have a bunch of officials in this set, and we have some cards, a bunch of cards that interact with officials, like some pumps for officials, some cards that you play give experience tokens to officials, some cards that if you have official you give +2 +2 to someone else or something like that. So yeah, we have a bunch of things that we can interact with official, so she can be really great because you can play with 4 colors if you just open with a bunch of officials. Can be really good. Luthen Rael, when a friendly unit is defeated while attacking, you may exhaust this leader. If you do 1 damage to a unit or base. I think that the deploy side is the same thing, but for 2 damage. Yes, when a friendly unit is defeated while attacking, you may do 2 damage to a unit or base. Yes, the same thing. I think the main problem of him is he's just a 2-7, which is not that great stats for pre-release, but the ability is just really good. Once again, pre-release, we just do a bunch of valuable trades. And what can be a valuable trade here? Like, for sure, you don't want to lose your unit when you defeat your opponent's unit, but sometimes you need it. Sometimes your opponent have like a 5-3 and you have a 3-3 unit, just defeat it. And with Luthen, it's better because you trade and you still do damage in the base. This is good, but the 2-7 is not that great, but the ability is really good. I think if you open a good... if you open Luthen with a great pool of red and something else, can be a good thing. C-3PO, I don't like too much. You need to pay 1 exhaustion. If you control an exhausted unit, exhaust a unit. So you're probably going to play this only because you play something turn 1, your opponent plays something turn 1. You're going to attack, he's going to attack. So in turn 2, you're not going to use this ability. Probably in turn 3, because we have 2 units here, 2 units there. If we didn't trade. Then you can attack with something, he's going to attack with something, you can use the ability to exhaust. It's not that great. He's just a deploy for 4. 1-6 is not like Daedra that can attack for 4, it's just 1. And deploy side is on attack. If you control another exhaust the unit, you may exhaust the unit. It's the same thing, but you don't need to pay, it's just on attack. I don't like this leader at all. I think the good thing that we can say about here is that he deployed earlier. So if you have like a bunch of upgrades, can be good because you can just deploy 1-6 and play maybe 2 upgrades in the same turn, something like that. But honestly, I would not play with this. So let's go here to the rare villainy now. We have here Lama Su. Action, you exhaust. Play an upgrade from your hand on a friendly non-vehicle unit. It costs 1 less. If you do 1 damage to that unit. It's not that bad too. I think the 3-7 and 4-6 is bad, but the ability is not that bad. I think the problem is that this ability looks better in Premiere, but the lead is not that great because we don't have too much upgrades, you know. You need to open those upgrades, you need to open this leader, and you need to open the great upgrades, and need to be vigilant and another aspect that you're going to play with. So I think the ability is better in Premiere because we have a bunch of we have amazing pool of upgrades, but I don't know. And the flip side, when the unit completes an attack, you may play an upgrade from your discard pile on a friendly non-VD unit. It costs one less. Yeah, I still don't buy this one. I think it's not that great. Governor Price action, you pay 1, exhaust her, ready a token unit. I think this one can be good. I know we didn't have like the droids or the clone tokens right now, but we have the spy token. We have a bunch of cards that interacts with spy tokens, that create spy tokens. So if you have a decent pool to create spy tokens and you open Governor Price, this can be good. And the flip side, this unit gets +1/+0 for each ready friendly token unit, and on attack, create a spy token. Create a spy token will always be great. Created token is always good by on attack. Like, I'm going to see some good hits that you can open next later in the video, and you're going to see like some cards that interact with this. But she's a 4/6, which is good. It's not 4/7 like Leia, but it's a 4/6. Creating a spy token, so we can say that she's a 4. Maybe a 6/8 because the spy token is 0-2 rate 2, something like that. But she is going to attack for more because she gains +1/+0 for each red friendly token unit. So maybe she's not going to deploy 4/6. Maybe can be a 6/6, something like that. Looks good. I think if you open a great pool, you must play with her. Dryden Involves action. You exhaust and discard a card that costs 6 or more from your hand. Play a unit that costs 5 or less from your hand. It gains ambush for this phase. I would never play with this card and pre-release, only if like is the best option, like if I don't have a better option with my pool, because you already don't, you probably will not have draws in pre-release, and you need to discard a card from your hand that is like cost 6 or higher, and I don't like too much to have a bunch of these cards in my deck. Maybe 2 cost 6, 1 cost 7, something like that, just to finalize the game, because sometimes you not even have time to go. Like maybe you play a huge cost 6, and your opponent already did a bunch of damage, and he's just going to win in the next action, in the next turn with 7 resources, something like that. So it will not do too much. So okay, you can play with ambush. Play units with ambush is great, but you need to have the high cost cards, like I said, to discard. You're going to discard a card from your hand to play something with damage. Then you don't have the best targets because you're going to play a pre-release. So you're going to have only the best cards of this set. It's not like you're going to put in Premiere that we have like Dagoyan, we have Gideon, we have Rook to play with Dragon Balls, right? So, and he had a cost 7 deploy, so he's going to deploy only with 7 resources. I know 5/7 is a good stat, but 7 resources too late in the game, probably you can lose, like, you can play 4 matches and, like, not even deploy a single one. So, yeah, I'm not going to play with it. DJ, I think DJ is, like, useless in this pre-release. Okay, you're going to play with Double Cunning, but I don't know. Choose a friendly unit, you exhaust him. Choose a friendly unit. If you do, play a unit from your hand. It costs 1 less. The chosen unit captures it. When played, okay, whatever. Epic action, you deploy a 6, he's a 4/6. Then when you deploy, friendly units that are rescued enter play ready. And he has Saboteur. He's a 4/6, like the other ones have Saboteur. That is not that bad, Saboteur. But I don't know, his ability, I don't think I want to use this ability in pre-release. You're not in pre-release. If you play with DJ, you can't play with hero or villainy cards. Actually, you can, but you need to pay the aspect penalty +2, because DJ is Double Cunning, so you can play with Double Cunning and another aspect. But we have only one card that is Double Cunning, that is his spaceship. That is not that great here in pre-release. So trust me, you don't want to play with DJ. You don't want to play without hero or villainy aspects. So now let's go to the hero side. We have Satine Cries action. You exhaust her, heal up to 2 damage from a unit. If you deal that much damage to your base, I think this ability is great. Like I said, we in pre-release we fight against each other like with the units, we trade units, so you can defeat your opponent's unit, then heal yours to maybe defeat another unit the next turn, something like that, and do more value with your units. Looks great. I know you're going to take 2 damage, but if you stabilize the board with more units than your opponent, you're probably going to win, even with the 2 damage in the base, right? And the flip side, she's just a 0-8, but have Restore 4. And Restore 4 is a lot. If you play some upgrade on her, it's supposed to be really hard to defeat her because she is 0-8. We know that we have a upgrade that is +2/+3 with plot, so you can just deploy. Now you have 2-11 with Restore 4. It's a bunch. So I think Satine Cross is a great call, but she's a rare, so the chance that you're going to open is not that high, but she's great. We have here Cassian Andor, and I think he's really, really great for pre-release. Friendly units that have damaged opponent's base this phase can't be attacked. This ability is really great, because if you have the initiative, you started, you play a unit, your opponent play a unit, you take the initiative, so now you just started attacking damage in the base. Your opponent can't attack your unit, so you can do an amazing aggro deck. Like, you maybe can play with units that have more attack than HP, because your opponent can't attack your units, so it's not that bad, right? What are you guys thinking? And I'm going to show here later a unit that is like, I think it's 4-3. Yeah, it's 4-3, and your opponent can't attack that unit if that unit is ready. So if you play turn 2, like I said, you play a unit, your opponent play a unit, you took initiative, you attack, your opponent can't defeat this unit. You play that 4-3, like I said. Next turn, you started attacking with the first unit, because your opponent can't defeat that 4-3 because it's ready. So, and when you do the 4 damage in the base with that unit, he can't attack, because now Cassian is protecting him. So looks great. I think Cassian is really good. The 6-2 is kind of, you need to like be aware of the 6-2 of his deploy, because he deployed at 6, but he's a 6-2, but he can't be defeated by damage if you have the initiative. So if you have the initiative, you can deploy, you're safe, then attack for 6, maybe claim initiative to don't lose your cost and something like that. He's a great leader. Attack for 6 is a lot. Like we saw here, 4-7, 4-6, 3-6. His attack for 6. It's a lot. So I think he's great. So maybe you can create a great pool with him and create an amazing aggro deck with him. So yeah, looks really, really good. He will have Bail Organa. Action, you pay 1 resource, exhaustion. If a friendly unit was defeated this phase, return a friendly resource to its owner's hand. If you do, put the top card of your deck into player's resource. You're probably not going to do this too much. Action, not an epic action, just action. You exhaust him, discard 2 cards from your hand. If you control 4 or more resources, deploy this leader. I don't like too much too. I think you have better options to play like with Green Hero, like Mon Mothma. And the flip side, when you play a card from your resources, he won't damage from your base. He's just a 3-3 for 4 resources, not that great. It can be defeated by a unit for turn 1 or 2. So I don't like too much. I like him in Premiere. Like I posted recently a video of Bail Organa by Torque. At least Torque, which is great. A aggro deck double green with Bail Organa, but this one here in pre-release I don't think is that great. Now we have Sabeh, and Sabeh, I think it is a good card. When a friendly unit deals combat damage to a base, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, look at the top 2 cards of the defending player deck. Discard one of those cards. This ability in pre-release is really great, because we have only 30 cards. And your opponent have like limited cards to play, like good cards to play. So if you just attack the base, you're going to see the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. You're probably going to choose the best cards to him, like to discard for sure. And you know one of the cards that he's going to play is really great. Like sometimes you can just discard the only good card that he have in the deck, like the only legendary, the only rare. So can be really, really great this ability. And the flip side is almost the same thing, but you look to the hand of your opponent and you discard a card and he can draw a card. So I think Sabeh is great, and she have raid 1, so she's a 4-6 in turn 4 for 5 resources. I think she's great if you open her. The problem is that she's a rare, so it's kind of rare to open her. But if you open her, and you have a great pool, go ahead, she looks good. And now we have here the special leaders. We have Chancellor Palpatine. Action, you pay 1 resource, exhaust him, search the top 5 cards of your deck for a card with plot. Reveal it and draw it. I think it's good. Because draw in Pre-Release is good, because we don't have too many draws in it. But so I think it's great. In the flip side, we had when deploy, the next card you play using plot this phase costs 3 less. The problem of Palpatine is that his cost 7. I think this is the only problem. Like, he's a 6/8, have great stats, but for 7, it's kind of hard. Like, it's really late game. Like I said, you can lose the match and not even deploy your leader. So I don't like because of that. But if you have a decent pool, you open Sentinels, you open removals, you open things that you can hold the game to deploy of Palpatine, go ahead. Can work. He's not bad at all. I think the only downside is the cost 7. And now we have Padme Amidala, and when you reveal or discard 1 or more cards from your hand, you may exhaust this leader. If you do 1 damage to a unit. I like it a lot, this leader in Premiere. She looks like a Quillen Tarkentel. I like it a lot. I'm testing a list from Rebel Resource, which is great. But ability here, you need to open, like, the good thing is that you're going to have Padme Amidala because she is one of the promo cards. So you're going to have, so if you open an amazing pool of disclosure of maybe discard cards, something like that, can be good, can work, like reveal cards from your hand with disclose, but you need to have an amazing pool to do that, like to ping every turn, right? And the flip side is the same thing, but it can happen more than once. So she deployed at 6 as a 3/8. Is better than a 3/7, 3/6 that we saw it, but she can resist 8 HP. But I don't know, like, you're probably not going to open a bunch of disclosed cards. Like, you're probably going to open a bunch of disclosed cards, but you're going to open maybe disclosed cards that is villainy, that is have aspect that you're not going to play, that is not yellow, or not even the a good pool of your second aspect, so something like that. So I don't know. I don't like too much her, to be honest. So now legendary don't mean nothing, and we're supposed to have 1 more leader here. Yes, it's in Christ for some reason. Why I'm saying this? I always say this in my pre-release and draft videos. Legendary doesn't mean nothing, cause maybe let's pretend this is your pool here. I'm forgetting the Chancellor Palpatine, but okay. Let's pretend you open these leaders here, and you open this Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's your only legendary. And you might think, okay, I want to play with Obi-Wan. He's an amazing card for play release. He's a 4/5 for 4, which is a great stats for, like, you have 9 stats for only 4 resources. The ability is great because in the next turn you're going to attack, you're going to discard a card from your opponent's top deck, and you can play that card without paying the penalty aspect. So looks great, right? Why not play with him? Because maybe you don't have the good pool. Just because you open Obi-Wan that is a good legendary, this don't mean you need to play with him in a pre-release. Because maybe look at to these leaders. If you're going to play with him, you need to play with yellow or you need to play with yellow because he is yellow. So you have the yellow cards here, like we have Padme. Like I said before, it's only good if you have like the disclosure thing. And 3PO is not that great, like I said. It's like one of the worst leaders here, to be honest. And the other heroes we have Satine Kryze, Lutin Rael, but maybe you need to, okay, you can play with them, but you need to figure it out if you had like the good pool for these colors. Maybe you open Obi-Wan, but you don't have a good blue hero pool. Maybe you don't have aggression hero pool. That is great. Maybe you have a better command pool. Maybe you have a better villainy pool to play with Dadra and play and build an Aggredon or something like that. So just because you open good legendary, this don't mean you need to play with it. Just keep it. It's a good card. You can sell it because it was a legendary. Or maybe you want this card and just keep it. But you don't need to play. Just put this in mind, because I saw some players playing like forcing to play with a deck with some aspect that he don't have a great pool just because of legendary, and you could just create another deck, like another maybe pivot to villainy, because you have a better pool, a decent pool, and you can just make 4-0 in your pre-release, but you just didn't because you want to play with that legendary, you know. So never tell me the odds. I always explain this in my draft and pre-release videos. So in Premier we play with 50 cards. So to play, if you play with 10 cost 1 units, cost 1 or 2, like units for turn 1, you have 75% that you're going to draw this for turn 1. If you play with 14, you have 87%. That is 10 to 14, like almost of the players play with it, like try to build a deck with these numbers. We have some players that play with 9 turn 1 plays. I don't like most of the time when I play with 9 turn 1s. I just mulligan and I don't have something to play turn 1, and just really bad when you miss. And in pre-release is worse if you don't play something turn 1. I would not say 100% sure, but I can say that almost like 100% that if you don't play something turn 1 and you face a good player, you're probably going to lose just because of that. So yeah. So here in the Sealed Format draft in pre-release, we play with 30 cards minimum. So to have like the same percentage, we play with 6 or 8. I like to play with 7 or 8. 8 is a good number. 87% to play turn 1 is really high. So this is not counting the mulligan. So I think it's great. 7, 8, 6 is okay too. 77% is not that bad because we still have the mulligan. But if you want to be more sure, play with 7, play with 8. It's a great number. So another thing here, late game is important because not just because we maybe not going to Severed Swords to play with Chancellor Palpatine, this don't mean that you can't play with maybe cost 6 cards, cost 7 cards. The match would change a lot depending on the decks, depending on the leader, the players. So yeah. Here we'll have some cards that can be really good in the late game. Captain Rex, when played, and when this unit completes an attack, give this unit an enemy unit Sentinel for this phase. You can just play this and now have a 7/7 Sentinel on the board. I know you're going to give your opponent a Sentinel too, but whatever. You can just give it to a space unit, maybe. I don't know. Now we have a 7/7. It's really hard to pass through it, and if your opponent didn't defeat this right now, is 7 damage in the base in the next turn. So here we have another unit that can be great. This can heal if you have official. This can ready a unit when defeated. This have on attack. I don't think this ability is that great. I think it's more he's better because have Saboteur, so it's like almost 7 damage guarantee if your opponent don't do something to it, because it can pass through Sentinels. And I think cost 6 card is great because most of the match is ends sometimes in 6/7, like I said before. So if the match is still going here and you think, okay, I'm still going to survive for the next turn, I can play something that costs 6 right now, and maybe it's the necessary damage to close the match in the next action, in the next turn. Have here the villainy cards, 4/6 Sentinel with plots. We saw before that we have some leaders that cost 6, like deploy at 6, so maybe you can just deploy it in just one action, you can play a Sentinel, which is great. We have Deadly Mirror that have ambush on attack, create a spy token, like I said before, that on attack interact with spy tokens. And I think she's great because she had the ambush. So you're probably going to defeat something. You're going to put a decent body in the board, and you're still going to create a spy token. Maybe you can just claim, then attack for more 5, the next turn and create another spy token, something like that. Hondo Knack is great because he's a 6/5. Don't do too much in the turn. You like don't have a win play, but each other playing against raid 1. So if you just have maybe 3 units in the board, your leader or something like that, you can just attack for +3, for +4 through this raid 1, right? Grand Moff Tarkin, he's just a 2/6, but when played, take control of an enemy non-lead vehicle unit. Then when this unit leaves play, that unit's owner takes control of that unit. So this looks like it's not choose side. What is the change of heart? But the unit don't back unless your opponent do something with Moff Tarkin, maybe bounce, maybe defeat or something like that. So looks good. If you have an initiative, you just play this right away, took a good unit from your opponent and attack, something like that. And here we'll have the aspectless cards, not aspectless, like sideless card. Like this 173 prevented the first damage of this unit, so it's almost guaranteed they're going to attack for 7, 7/6 overwhelm. This gives extra soak to all of your units. This is a cost 5 that have rate 2, so you can play this one turn earlier, the next turn attack for 6, yeah, and still have this ability that was great. Each exhausted enemy unit gets -2, -0 while defending. Looks like a great card. So Don't neglect the late game. Late game is important. So sometimes you just play with a bunch of cost 2, 3, 4, and you just forgot about the cost 6 cards, cost 7 cards. Like I said before, play with one cost 7. You know, maybe the match goes to 7 resources, to 8 resources, to 9 resources. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you can hold the match and win with those units. So yeah, I like to play with one cost 7, maybe one cost 8. Cost 9 is kind of hard, but why not? Maybe, but I never play a cost 9 in the pro release before, I think. But yeah, a cost 7, 100% sure that I already did. And cost 6 for sure. Last removal. So yeah, and in pro release, we don't have too many removals because we don't have Felder Drag, we don't have Takedown, we don't have Vanquish, we don't have all of those removals, we don't have Waylay. So this means that we have less removals, and we have some removals, but it's not that great. So we have here like the -2/-2. This one, defeat a damaged non-leader unit only if you disclose 2 vigilance aspects. Defeat a unit that dealt damage to a base this phase. This one can be good in pre-release, but it's not a good removal. You can only defeat, you can only use it after your opponent did damage to your base. At least this one can fit a leader, right? Because don't say non-leader. So yeah, actually now it's kind of better to me, but it's still not that great. Defeat all space units. I think this one is not good for release because we don't have like always 100% space decks. This one you may disclose 2 if you do from the unit captures enemy non-leader unit. This is good because we saw that we don't have too many removals, so capture is a good thing here in pre-release. The damage unit equal to twice the number of units you control in this arena. It's like Akbar, but double, twice the number. If you dealt damage to an enemy base this phase, due to damage to each enemy space unit, it's not that good too. Only space, you need to attack. This one is great. Deal 3 damage to a unit, then if you have an initiative, you may deal 2 damage to another unit in the same arena. This can be good. You're probably going to defeat Chians and with just this event if you had an initiative, because like I said before, with attack units in pre-release, we're not just going phase sometimes. So you can maybe already damage some unit, then you can do 3 here, 2 there, and defeat 2 units. Looks good. This one you need to disclose 2 aggression cards. If you do, deal 5 damage to a unit. Ugh. Cost 4, you need to disclose to do 5. Not that great. Deal 2 damage to each damaged unit, and this have plot, so maybe you can set the board like ping damage in some units, then you just deploy at 5, then use this and like wipe the board. Can work in pre-release. This one is really good. If you open this and you have a decent pool to play with yellow, go ahead. Look at the opponent's hand, then choose a non-leader unit that opponent controls that costs 6 or less and return it to its owner's hand. It's a Waylay, and like I said before, you probably not going to 7, 8, 9 resources. If you go, it happened. So the chance that you're going to use this and bounce a card that costs 6 or less is really high. The chance that you're going to use this, your opponent have a cost 7 or 8 in the board is really low. Can happen, but it's really low. So this can work as a Waylay, and you're going to see your opponent's hand. Looks great. Due to damage to a non-vehicle unit, create a spy token. Yeah, not that bad to be honest. You're going to create a 0-2 rate 2 and still doing 2 damage. Yeah. So okay, we have less removal. So what this means besides less removal? So upgrade is a good thing because your opponent can't remove your opponent with upgrade that easy. So we have here Creditor's Claim. Attach unit against when defeated. You may defeat a unit with 3 or less remaining HP. So now you have your unit have +2/+2, so it's harder to defeat. And when defeated, you're going to defeat something else. So which is great. This one is good, but it's like the disclose thing is kind of bad. But if you have this to disclose, can be really good. When the unit is attacked, you may disclose this 2 vigilance, 2 heroes. If you do, the attack gets -2, -0 for this attack. If you just put this in Sentinel and you have the cards to disclose, this can be really tough for your opponent to pass through it. We have Figure of Unit that gives overrun rate 1, restore 1 to every other unit while this unit is ready. This one is really good. I said before, +2/+3 have plot, so this can be really like, imagine what is the name, Daedra. You're not even like we saw before that Daedra needs to have more card than your opponent, so maybe you can play this from your restores on her. So now she's a 4/8 that have rate 2 because you didn't play something from your hand and your opponent did, so you have more cards than him. And you can attack for 6 now and have a 6-8. Looks good. We have Sudden Ferocity that you can play in the other two. They have a cost 3, plot plus 3, more authority. And not just this, Sentinels can be great too in pre-release, because like I said, we don't have too many removals, so Sentinel is great. 1-4 Sentinel is like a Concordo, but worse, but it's good. Captain Typhoon is good, you can heal your base. It's a 4-5 Sentinel, which is great stats. And not just this, big units, like I said before. We have some big units like the cost 6 that I showed, but we have another ones. Like this one is a cost 5, 6, 5 vanilla. But this is great. It's a cost 5, 6, 5. It's hard to defeat it. And if your opponent didn't deal with this in the turn 4, in the turn 5 is going to take 6 damage at the base, right? The 6-6 Sentinel in space is great too. So yeah. So less removals, upgrade is good, Sentinel is good, and big units is good. So don't do it. Things that you need to be aware of it. Thank God we don't have the rare bases now. So I always say that rare bases pre-release is not good because you're going to play with less HP and it's not that good. So here, double aspect. Never play with double aspect. It's not worth it. Like, okay, we have this one. Enchanted unit loses the force trade and gain all abilities except for grid and gains grid. So why are you going to play like with double vigilance just to play with this card, you know? Like, it's not worth it. This one to ramp is not worth it too. This one is not worth it. Like I said before, to play with DJ, this one is not worth it too. It's a 3-7, amazing stat for a space unit that costs 4. But you have this one played that you need to give a unit to your opponent capture. Like, trust me, you don't want to play with double aspect because this will limit a lot like your pool. Because you're going to play with only one aspect because you don't want to pay the penalty aspect. So trust me, you don't want to do that. Too late game. So yeah, too late game cards. You, like I said before, I played once a pre-release with, wasn't Legends of the Force, the Mythosaur. I think it's Legends of the Force, right? Or is it Jump Light Speed? I don't remember now. I'm pretty sure it's Legend of the Force. Yeah, it wasn't the pre-release. I opened one of this. I just put in it just for fun in my deck, and I didn't play him at all. Like, it costs 9. This is a lot. You're probably not going to that turn. 8 too. Like, 8 is, you have a higher chance than 9 to play, but maybe you're not even going to play 2. So good hits. Now here we're going to talk about some cards. Like I tried to pick like 4 cards of the aspects, but some aspects we didn't. In some others I pushed a little bit to pick 4. So let's go here. Trace Acolyte. This is just honor mentioned. Like a cost 2/4 is great, but I picked this one. Emergency powers. Choose a non-leader unit and pay any number of resources. For each resource paid this way, give an experience token to the chosen unit. This card looks amazing. This card can be a cost 3. This card can be a cost 5. This card can be a cost 6. Looks good. If you have 6 resources, you can pay this one, then pay 5. And give you maybe to your leader, because don't say no. Actually say choose a non-leader unit, but you can give it +5/+5 to a unit, like 5 experience tokens. It's a lot. Even for 4 resources, you give it 3 experience tokens to a unit. It's a bunch. So I think this card is great. We have here Kamdin. This card is really easy to trigger the disclosure here if you're playing with those aspects for sure. So you can play this in an opponent and he's always going to take for -6. So it's like a removal, right? If you just play this, you just defeated a unit, something like that. Looks great. Slimemoor is good. She had plot, but I think she's better for the late game because when played for this phase, each enemy unit gets -2/-0 while it's attacking a base. So I think if you see, okay, my opponent have Little, so I get to play Slimemoor, so he's going to attack me for -2 for each unit that he have in my if he's going to attack my base. So maybe now I have time to win, and he's not going to win this turn. Looks good, have plot, so maybe you can just play this in the turn of 5 or 6 resources because you just deploy right now a leader and play this from plot, something like that. Darth Sion, I think it is a good card here because when play, give an experience token to this unit for each enemy unit that was defeated this phase. And turn 5 is an important turn because we have a bunch of deploys this turn. So if you have a leader for 5, maybe you can defeat like 2 units or something like that in this turn. And play this as a 7/7, and he still have this one defeated when he didn't have 7 more power, returning him to his owner's hand. But looks good. Like play him as a 6/6, a 7/7 is a great card for 5, right? Have here I think I'm going to try to talk a little faster here because I'm going to show a bunch of cards. So this one have Sentinel when your opponent hit your base. This one is just a cost 3/3/5, which is great. It's vanilla, but it's a 3/5 for 3. Here we have Senator Chuchi, restore 1, which is good for 2/5. On attack, give another friendly official unit restore 2 for this phase, and we saw that we have a bunch of official. This is official, right? This one I like it a lot for pre-release. Coronet. It costs 5 space unit, 4/6. This is a great stat for space unit. The opponent will probably not deal with this that easy. Restore 1 in each other friendly unit against restore 1. If you open this, play with it. This looks amazing. And here just Vigilance at these 2 Sentinels looks great. Imperial Dark Troop, this is the Battlefield Marine for Villainy, right? Cost 2, 3/3, pretty simple. Chancellor Palpatine is an amazing card here. When play, if you control leader unit, create 2 spy tokens and give it those token units Sentinel for this phase. You can play this from Plot, which is great too, and you're going to create 2 spy tokens with Sentinel. So you're going to protect your board, you're going to get more units, looks good. Mazameda, when play, give experience token to each of up to 2 other official units. We have some leaders that is official. We have a bunch of official units, like I said before. Looks good. Experience token is good. Crew Commandos, Sentinel, 5/5, looks great. Mina Boundary, probably the best green hero card in the set. Maybe one of the best cards of the set. 2/4, restore 1 when defeated. You may disclose this, and if you do, draw a card. Amazing. Nabaru Royal Starship, I think this card can be really, really great if you have your hero aspect and you're going to play with green in pre-release. Your leader gains rate 2 and over realm and have plot. It's just amazing, right? And then this will be there as a 2/5, so it's really hard to defeat it in space. And your leader will have rate 2. If you don't defeat your leader right now or this unit, the next turn you're going to attack for +2 again. Amazing. Captain Typho, 4/5, Sentinel. When this unit is attacked, you may disclose this. If you do, he 1 damage for your base. Amazing card. And Queen Amidala, I think, is great, but I trade her for another one. But just honorable mention here, when play, create 2 spy tokens. If damage will be dealt to this unit, you may defeat another friendly unit that shares a trait with this unit. And you already create 2 spy tokens that is official. If you do, prevent that damage. So she's a 5/3 that is not going to die that easy. But I choose this one to be in this place. They're selling Commandos. It's a cost 5, 4/5 ambush plot. I like this more because I know that this Queen Amidala is great. She's a legendary, so the chance that you're going to open this is really low. But I like more this one because this one and ambushing Perlis is good. So you're going to play, probably going to defeat something, and you still have him to the next turn to attack for 4. Have plot, so you can resource this turn 1 and deploy 5 resources and play this. Looks amazing. And here we have GNK Power Droid. This card in Perlis is great. It's a cost you 1/3, so you can play turn 1. On attack, the next unit play this phase costs 1 less. So you can attack and play some of the cost 4 in turn 2. Really good. Thailand's Shadow costs 3 to 4 on attack if you had an initiative, create a spy token. Good. Kino Loi costs 3, 1/5. This unit gets +1/+0 for each other exhausted friendly unit. And if you just play the Chancellor Palpatine, this one here, you're already playing 3 units. So 3 exhausted units because he's going to create 2 spy tokens. So just give you +3 to this unit. So if you play this turn 2 and he survives to maybe to turn 4, turn 5, you're going to. This can be a really great card, like with a huge stats. And this one, the upgrade with plot is amazing. We have here Zero Karn. On attack, you may disclose this. If you do, choose a unit, deal 2 damage to that unit, unless the controller discard the card from their hand. Amazing. Your opponent needs to discard something. In Perlis, I think if my opponent do this in turn 2, I need to discard a card. I don't want to take this 2 damage. But this card looks amazing. Mukureka Crab Droid. Cost 3, 4, 3. I said this before. While this unit is ready, it can be attacked. Oh, I said to play this with Cassian, but this is villainy, so you can't play with Cassian. Forget everything that I said before. But yeah, this card looks good because you can play this in next turn your opponent can't defeat it before you attack with this, like by damage, you know? Looks great. But I choose this one instead. Hunting Assassin Droid. 3-4. While an enemy unit is damaged, this unit gains rate 2. So this can attack for 5. This can be a 5-4. And like I said before, again, your opponents probably will have some damaged units. Enforcer Squad, I like this card a lot. It is in space. 5-3 in turn 3 with Hidden. So your opponent can't attack here in turn 3. It's almost 5 damage guarantee in turn 4. Looks amazing. Here we have Mirage Centaurs that costs 5-3-7, hard to defeat it. While a friendly unit is attacking damage unit, the attack gains Overwhelm. This is great. One play you may deal 3 damage to a damage unit. Maybe you can play this, defeat something, and your units can gain Overwhelm, so you can do more tradable valuable trades, because you're going to defeat and pass damage in the base. Good. Here we have Chopper. To be honest, here in the hero aggression was kind of hard to choose 4 cards. I choose only 3 because I don't think we have too many great cards here. Chopper is good, it's a 4-1, but it dies through everything. Okay, at least you're going to defeat everything because it's extra 4. But when this combat damage to a base, each play discard a card from the hand, and you're probably not going to create a deck that discard card from your hand and from your opponent will be a thing, because you don't have access to all the good cards like hand disruption cards from other sets. Maris Namek, Hidden, 3-2. You may disclose this when defeated, and if you do create a spy token ready, it's okay. Like, it's not that great, but at least it's good. Like, you're going to create a spy token to attack for more, but he dies that easy. So I don't know. Kazuda is a good card. Cost 4, 2-6, rate 2. While you control fewer resources than opponent, this unit gets +2/+0. So he can take for 6. So maybe your opponent, you have 4 resources. Maybe, I don't know, you don't want to resource, maybe you deploy right now with C3P or something like that, or maybe you play this with 5 resources and then your opponent goes to 6 and you, okay, I'm not going to resource because I want to take for 6. You can do that. Looks good. Here we have Warrior of Clan Order. This can work as a Birthright Marine if you have this aggression aspect in your hand to disclose, because if you don't, you take 2 damage in your base, but if you have, this is a cost 2/3/3. Pretty simple. Sudden Ferocity, I showed this before, it costs 3 upgrade with plot, amazing. Corellian Howls can be good, if opponent controls no ground unit, this unit enters play ready. So maybe if you have a decent deployment on turn 4 with 5 resources, you can wipe all of the ground units and play this ready to attack for 5 in the base. Not bad. And we have here Zeton Moj, cost 4 ground unit. 4-5, decent stats like Obi-Wan. When take the initiative, deal 2 damage to a base. Pretty decent, right? And now we're going to the last one here, the Cunning. Cost 1, 2-1. The on attack's kind of whatever, but can work sometimes. You may choose a ground unit. If you do, it loses its keyword. You maybe can make your opponent lose the Sentinel, which is great. But the thing here is it costs 1 for 2-1 and space is not bad at all. General Grievous, we have a 3-3 here, Hidden. When the unit is attacked, return him to his owner's hand. So he's never going to be defeated by attack, which is great. And if your opponent attack this just to bounce, it's not that bad. You can just play it again, because we have this Soulless 1. It's a cost 3-3-3 that I'm pretty sure this is the Grievous ship, right? I could be wrong, but I think it is. On attack, you may disclose this. If you do ready 2 resources, so you can play this turn 2. Maybe your opponent, I don't know, attack your General Grievous, you bounced. Next turn, you can play something else, attack with Soulless 1, disclose, then play General Grievous because you're ready 2 resources, something like that. You can do a bunch of things with this card. Darth Traya is a cost 3. This is legendary, so the chance that you're going to open this is not that high. On attack, you may ready a non-unit leader, so you can just use your leader's ability again. It's not that great because I don't think we have too many leaders that can be that good here with this ability. We know that the combo with Green Crystal, but you can't do that here in pre-release. So yeah, you need to have like decent leaders to be good. Bayor again, probably the best cunning hero card that we have here in the set. The cost 2, maybe this can be the best cost 2 cunning hero card ever. This card is so good. It's a 2/4 on attack. You may discard a card from your hand. If you do, create a spy token. That's simple. Really, really great. Blue Ace 4/5 ambush on attack, ready exhaust enemy unit. Cost 4 space unit. Great. You probably can going to use this with initiative, so your opponent is not going to ready something. Obi-Wan Kenobi, like I said before, good, amazing card. And here we have Light Maker, that is a 3/4, rating 4, so there's attack for 7. If you just play this, your opponent needs to deal with it. So, but it's hard to deal with her, with it. So I don't know. The problem is a legendary, and still have a decent when defeated. You will have Cicatrix Vizago on attack, reveal the top card of your deck, and opponent may pay 1. If they don't, draw that card. Looks good. Begil, like I said before, the waylay of this set. Ebon Hawk, on attack you may disclose hero or villainy. If you disclose hero, this is gonna get +2/+0. And if you disclose villainy, the defender gets -4/-0 for this attack. And low on Shark, I put it here, but I choose another one. Yes, we have here ambush rate 1, so he's a 3/5 ambush, which is great. But I chose this Val Sartha that is a 4/6 rate 2, so she can attack for 6, and have this ability here, H exhaust enemy unit gets -2/-0 while defending, which is great. So this is it. This is everything that I have to show here about pre-release. What are you guys thinking about everything? Which leader you want to open for your pre-release? So say it here in the comment and see you in the next video.